Vampires versus the Bronx is a film I saw on Netflix. This one is kind of trying to be like a homage to other sort of young boys discovering something. So something along the lines of Attack the Block or Stand By Me, or one of those the coming of age sort of stories, and throw in vampires. This one is about a vicious group of vampires who are moved into a building in the Bronx, in a neighborhood, and they wish to buy up properties, because then if they buy up properties, they don't need to be invited in because they own the properties. So the beginning opening sequence is really good. However, very short rule for that cameo. Didn't like that. The movie does have a really good cast for the adults. You got Shea Whigham as the familiar, Sarah Gadon as this mysterious woman. Everyone else does a good job, but the movie just didn't work for me because there's not enough vampire stuff going on. This movie is described as a low-budget Lost Boys with some cultural, touch marks, I guess, with the whole gentrification angle, but there's just not enough vampire stuff going on. The movie's only an hour and a half long, and there's barely any vampire stuff, and the vampires go down really easily. It feels like a kid's movie, It's a waste of Sarah Gadon. I like her. And, the movie just, I don't know, it doesn't have much of a theme. It just felt really like, on the nose. Like, for example, the company's name for the vampires, Murnau Industries. Oh, like F.W. Murnau, the German director. Ooh. But, it doesn't feel like a throwback to awesome movies like The Monster Squad. There's not enough. You can't have vampires in the Bronx movie and the vampires are barely there. Also, I think they just sort of upscaled everything too much. There's some gangsters in there and they get messed up, but they're not really shown. There's also like 300 vampires or something. They should have just scaled it down to like maybe a core group of like 3 or 4, so they each have more personalities. But it's very general in terms of its plot. It's very vague. A lot of character deaths happen off screen, implied, because it's trying to like be safe for families. But I think the movie just should have been more of like an 80s throwback to Monster Squad or something that would be made in the 80s that would be a little bit extreme. Nothing wrong. They don't have to drop F-bombs, but you need to have blood. You need to have like vampire stuff going on. So this movie just didn't work for me. I give it a 3 out of 10.